Hi everyone, hope you're doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, when you talk about William Ruto's presidency, then the image of people like Wafula Chebukati will come in your mind. You will see the image of ambassadors from the West coming up. And of course, when you talk about the church, you will see the image of Ole Sapit, Anglican Archbishop, coming up. Those are the people who really made sure that William Ruto is announced the president. But then after Ruto took over power and making some appointment here and there, Bishop Ole Sapit came out and rebuked William Ruto for making his appointment more of looking like tribal appointment, which was focusing more on Kalenjin than some Kikuyus, but the rest of Kenyans were left with nothing. So I told William Ruto, please stop tribal appointments. It was in a press conference which was attended by 19 Anglican bishops. But then yesterday, Ole Sapit also spoke, and he also had a direct message to William Samuel Ruto. And Ole Sapit is asking William Samuel Ruto to admit that the promises he made to Kenyans were unrealistic. So he's telling him, please tell Kenyans that you made promises that you can never deliver to them. Then from there, Kenyans will know the truth. In other words, ask for forgiveness, because we are seeing what you promised is unrealistic. It can't be delivered. And let me just quote what he's telling William Ruto here. I know you made heavy promises during campaign, and we know that most of them were unrealistic. Those promises portray Kenya as a little heaven immediately after the election. It is the moment to face the truth. Just come out and tell Kenyans that the promises we made were unrealistic, and now let's go to prioritize. Identify national priority in a manner that would offer solution to the most pressing need of the country. Should you try to push so hard to achieve what you promised, yet we all know that we don't have resources to deliver, then you are going to break everybody's back. You will also break your back while trying to achieve what you know so well that will be impossible in the short term. Let us humble ourselves and face the truth and reschedule the promises. When the promises we make cannot give us the right result, then we should stop and ask ourselves how to move on from where we are. That is the message from Ole Sapit and direct to William Samuel Ruto. Ole Sapit is asking William Samuel Ruto to reschedule his promises that he made to Kenyans. And number two, give priority to the pressing issues only. That is the message from Ole Sapit. I don't know your views, but this is a direct message. And Ole Sapit has a reason why he's deciding now to address William Ruto directly. Because he has been looking on the ground what is happening and what the government is trying to push for. And he make a conclusion because he's a man who meets the people. He listens to the voice of the people and is trying to compare with what the government is trying to do. Remember the 2023-2024 financial bill is coming. Then Kenyans have been discussing also on what is happening. And this is his view. I don't know your view, but we are continuing with this panel discussion. But just a quick request for those who are watching and you are not subscribed, please consider subscribing. To the returning subscribers, I must say thank you so much. And again, to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much, and back to this discussion. Kenya Kwanza government is in a dilemma because at one point you see Azimio is mounting more pressure on them to deliver what they promised Kenyans during the campaign. They were promising like everything will happen like instant coffee. We will bring 1 million job every year. We are now 7 months, karibu mwaka ishi. No single jobs. But what we have had is destruction of jobs. They say like unga will be just 70 shillings once the Bible is down. We don't know if the Bible is still up. So indeed, Kenyans believe that according to what Ruto was promising, it was like heaven is coming to earth. Things will just happen instantly. It was like people were meant to believe like, no, Uhuru is in power and it's like he has ways to sort out the problem, but he's not sorting out the problem. It's like it's just, he wanted Kenya just to suffer. So if Ruto comes to power, he will make everything possible. Alifanya Uhuru akaonekana ni kama president mwenye afanye kitu. Yet Uhuru did what Ruto can never do even in 10 years. So Ole Sapit is telling you, look here, we cannot go in this manner. If you try this, you are going to break the Kenyans. You will break their back. Think on priorities first. And again he's telling him, you will also break your back. Because resistance is going to develop once you mount this pressure to Kenya so that you can have this money, so that you can deliver the agenda that you promised when you went into social contract with the Kenyans through the ballot. What would others resist? That means they will break you into pieces. So what are the priorities here? Priorities are unga, ile yulisema kwa ballot kwa campaign, you will bring at 70. Make sure, and when you talk about unga, we are talking about cost of living in terms of making basic commodities affordable to everyone. Mambo ya sukari iko hapo, mambo ya unga iko hapo, mambo ya mafuta ya kupika iko hapo, mambo ya hizo accessories hizo sabuni na nini ziko hapo, vitu tunatumia kila siku. Make them affordable. Kwa nini gas, price of refilling gas imepanda juu double, it's about to even to triple. He must reduce taxes that is putting there. The only thing is that this government has put more taxes on those basic commodities. That's why the price is skyrocketing. Any tax you put on a commodity, the person who is selling that commodity is not carrying the burden. He will transfer that burden to the end consumer, and end consumer is me and you. So we carry the burden. Ruto has burdened the consumer, but not the person who is the producer or the distributor or the retailer. No. We consumer, we carry the burden. Wakati anaongeza bei ya mafuta, fuel, the end person who carry the burden is the end consumer. How wengine between the chain of retailing and they transfer it to the end consumer. So there is no business that will allow to make losses. Alikuja akatoa kazi mtaani, kazi kwa vijana, and all those people became jobless. So instead of creating a job, he became a distractor and a problem in job creation. So Ole Sapit is telling him here, go and sit down. Don't move in that direction that we see you want to do. Because you are coming up with the bills. Those bills are planning to overburden the already burdened Kenyans. They want to move the bills, the taxes from 8% to 16%. But look here, we are at 8%, but already we are overburdened. People are speaking, people are suffering. So, indeed, Ruto came up with the promises that will never be fulfilled. And in other words, what Ole Sapit is not telling William Ruto directly is that he lied to Kenyans. So he's indirectly telling Ruto, you lied to Kenyans during campaign. Just come and apologize. Even the mambo Ole Sapit anaambia Ruto is only just trying to use diplomatic language here. Lakini angekuwa mtu mwingine kama mimi ni kumwambia direct, you lied during campaign to get vote. That means you duped Kenyans. So after lying, now you are in power. The only way to salvage power is to come and tell Kenyans the truth, then work on basic priorities, mambo ya muhimu ya msingi, Mambo ya housing is secondary. Mambo ya chakula is primary priority. Hizo mambo zingine zinakuja nazo za kupanga sijui vile utafanya maendeleo hapo is secondary. Primary priority is basic education, food, means of transport, make it affordable in terms of reduce the price of fuel. Hizo ndio mambo ya msingi. Make the economy friendly for business people so that they can run their business, and in return they will pay taxes, and in that way the state will make money. Simple. So Ruto alikuwa muongo, and his own bishop who was there making sure that he become the president is here telling him that you lied during campaign, just come back and repent by asking for forgiveness, and make your priority of agendas to start with the most basic ones.